Nigerians should expect an increase in the pump price of petroleum products. Petrol and diesel most especially will have their current pump price increased, no thanks to the current conflict in the Middle East between Iran, United States and Israel. Although Nigeria is the largest producer of crude oil in Africa, its citizens will have to spend more to buy petrol as a result of a war that do not concern them. Many Nigerians are optimistic that Dangote Refinery, the largest single-train refinery in Africa operating in Lagos, Nigeria, will make Nigeria immune from the surge in the price of petrol. Unfortunately, this will not happen. If at all, Dangote will benefit more from the current crisis affecting the supply of oil across the world. Nigeria as a country will also benefit more from this crisis, as there will be a surge in revenue accruable to the Nigerian government. It is now a case where only Nigerians will be at the receiving end. Well, unfortunately, it might. The crisis in the Middle East has led to the closure of the Strait of Hormuz by Iran. This strait is a narrow shipping channel that connects the oil-rich Gulf countries to the Indian Ocean for maritime trade. 22% of the entire world's oil shipments pass through this strait. The closure and control of the strait by Iran mean that little or no oil shipments can pass through, hence a limit to the supply of crude across the world. Iran is also a net exporter of crude oil, being an oil-producing country itself. However, the war has limited Iran's oil production since it started. Retaliatory attacks by Iran due to United States and Israel's aggression have also led to missile and drone attacks by Iran on other oil-producing countries in the Middle East such as Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, hence limiting oil production in these countries. The overall effect of all this is that there is limited supply of crude oil across the globe. The theater of the war, the Middle East, accounts for the major oil-producing countries in the world. Here beckons the question: Nigeria is not in the Middle East. Nigeria also produces oil. Why will Nigerians now have to buy petrol in high prices? Although Nigeria is an oil-producing country, its crude oil production is limited. The current crude production, according to NMPCL, stands at about 1.6 million barrels per day. Unfortunately, a substantial part of this production has been used for forward sales agreements, meaning that Nigeria have used it to borrow money ahead. According to the International Center for Investigative Reporting, as of 2023, Nigeria has a forward sales agreement debt in the value of 3.89 trillion naira. In short, Nigeria must first use some of the crude oil it produces to pay debt before allocating the remaining to local refineries. Hence, local refineries such as Dangote Petroleum have limited supply of crude oil from NMPCL. Nigeria is unable to meet up with Dangote's crude oil demand. Dangote is thereby forced to source more crude oil from the international market. That international market is now disrupted by the Iran, US and Israel war. There is high demand and a shortage of supply. The current price of crude oil globally has surged from between $60 and $70 per barrel before the war to more than $100 since the war started. It has gone as high as $119 per barrel. Once Dangote and other oil importers buy high-priced oil in the international market, they pass on the cost to Nigerians by increasing the cost of petrol. It is not all doomed for Nigeria. The country will record increase in revenue because it will also sell its crude oil above the 2026 budget benchmark of $65. If Nigeria sells at between $90 and $100 to buyers, it gains extra $25 to $30 per barrel of crude oil sold. Unfortunately, Nigerians do not trust that the extra revenue will not fall into corrupt hands. At this point, the government have to be trusted to use the revenue judiciously, else Nigerians' case will be like that of the son of a butcher eating bones instead of meat. I'm Toby Akintola. Subscribe to this channel for more updates on history, politics, and current affairs.